Hey there YouTube, DDRG300 here again. I wanted to just do a quick video. This is kind of part one, the quick version. But I wanted to do a quick video on uh, the best, most efficient, quickest, whatever term you want to use, way of gaining gold in MTG Arena, which is just the free currency. Um, I guess I'll go ahead and say, as you can see, I've got some gems here. Um, all this was the welcome package. Let me switch over to my other account here. Um, all that all that my gems came from were the welcome packages. Quick, the one-time purchase packages. Quick assessment on these, just super quick. It's worth it if you're considering it. Just go ahead and do it. Uh, I'll get more in depth about these welcome packs in the next video I do regarding to MTG Arena and what's worth it and not worth it. But as of right now, we're just going to do the quick and nitty gritty. So those two packs, worth it. Go ahead and get them. But just, don't be going and spending your gems right away. Hang on to them for a while until you want to buy something that you're really sure you want. Um, so, anyway, how does one go about farming the in-game currency of the free-to-play model for MTG Arena? Well, you've got there are daily goals that you can do, and these come up every 24 hours, and you can have up to three at a time. So if you don't play the game for say 3 days, you'll have three of these. I've already cast a few spells here for this one a few days ago, but I wanted to save all three of these for this video. Um, you want to, if you haven't played for say 3 days in a row, you'll have three of these objectives that are lined up here. Um, and we'll get to more of that in a minute. But here are your daily rewards. It goes, you have up to 15 rewards in a day, which are not worth getting all of them. Trust me there. But the way it goes is 250 gold for your first win, and then 100 gold for your next 3 wins. And then it alternates between a card and gold and a card and gold. And so for the fifth win, you'll get a random card. It's either an uncommon or a rare, more than likely an uncommon. Um, and then it starts. So after you've done the 250 gold win, and the 100 gold wins, and the random card, then it goes into 50 gold wins. And I think you get that for a few games, and then it goes into 25 gold wins. 25 gold per win you get that day, and it ultimately stops at 15 wins, and you stop accruing those daily rewards. As far as the daily reward goes, you have kind of two options there. One, just come in, sign in every day, and do one win, and you get yourself a nice cool 250 gold. Um, that's the most efficient way of doing it. In terms of the value of what you put into it to what you get out. So one win, 250 gold, pretty easy. It doesn't have to be ranked. It can just be. It can be Sparky if you still haven't maxed out your beginner rank that eventually I think stops at 25. So until you've maxed out your that initial welcome to the game, please get to your max rank so we can give you all these decks, and then that rank kind of goes away. You can accrue these wins and this gold, these objectives, by playing Sparky. I believe it still works that way, but it doesn't. Once you've hit that max rank, and then the intro portion is no longer when you can't go any more ranks higher and don't get those little spark ball things as a reward, then you basically when you get to the top of that rank and you get those 5 decks at once, that's it. There's no more of that. So you can't once you hit that point, you can't play Sparky anymore to accrue these awards. You're going to have to accrue these awards. You're going to have to play someone, whether it's ranked or not ranked. This also works if you're playing anything here at all. The win that you get and the spells that you play count. The wins that you get and spells that you play in these kind of events here, if you play them, which I will talk about later, it goes toward those goals. So just keep that in mind as well. But anyways, so you can come in, you can do your one win and get 250 gold. That's the first thing you can do. That's the most efficient way. The second thing is you come in and you try and get 4 wins. So you get the 250 gold and the 3 100 gold wins, and that gets you about 550 gold a day, not counting these, uh, daily objectives or whatever. Um, and that's the second most efficient because while yes, you're spending 3 times as much time getting about the same amount of gold, the 250, it's still worth it, kind of, because it's when it's not worth playing anymore in terms of the best efficiency is when you're starting to get only 50 gold a game and 25 gold a game. It's just not worth it anymore. Waste of time. Don't do it. So you have the choice if you can come in, you can play one game, you can try to win one game, or you can try to win 4 games, and that's the most efficient way of doing it. As far now getting into the daily goals here that are randomized, not the everyday, because these are the same every day when it cycles over. Um, but as far as these daily goals, you want to number one, you want to go ahead and let them accrue all the way up to 3. Okay. So for example, if you just finished all 3, or you finished 1 even, and then the next day goal cycles, and you want to so the next regular goals cycle into the next day, and you can do the 250, 100, and 100 and 100 game wins, and you get another objective. You want to worry about finish your daily wins of either 1 or 4, but don't worry about the daily goal. You really only want to worry about the daily goal that's randomized until you have 3, like I do, that you can do, because these stack. So for example, here, cast 30 white or black spells, cast 20 white or black spells. Actually, this is a pretty good example. So cast 30 white or black spells, 20 white or black spells, 20 blue or black spells. All of these have black, and they all stack with each other. So if I just play all black today, once I play 30 black spells, these also go ahead and get rewarded to me. So they can double dip within each other. So for example, let's say I went ahead and I didn't let these accrue at all, and I just did these every day. Well, if I did these every day and I decided to go for black, I will have had to have cast, let's say, a total of 70 black spells to get this reward. But now, since I've let them accrue, I only have to cast 30 black spells to get all of these rewards. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you want to let them accrue, so you can hopefully get them to stack with each other and still be, again, here the idea is to go for maximum efficiency of the end game free currency farming. So that's how you do that. Now, as far as the goals go that are randomized, that are these here, you always get the chance, this is what this arrow is, you always get the chance to re-roll it. So you can switch it for another random goal. And most of the time, you're going to want to re-roll it to try and get some kind of 750 goal, because you get more gold that way. So if you got a 500 or a 500, you'll want to re-roll that at some point. Let's say, so see what I have here. The first day that I was letting these accrue, I started with a 500, but I haven't re-rolled it yet. 1, because I wanted to do this video, and 2, because you want to see what your goals are to see if they can all stack. Now, these actually will all stack. So this is actually, if you're just looking to get kind of the most bang for your buck with the minimal effort put in, so the best return for your efforts, this is pretty good right here, I'd say. Yes, you have 2 500s, but if you just play a black deck, they all double dip. So there's that. I am going to go ahead and re-roll and just kind of see what I get. So let's see. Let's go ahead and re-roll this cast 20 black or white spells. Okay, so it just re-rolled to a cast 20 white or green spells. So can no longer double dip for the black on that one. That's fine. I'm really just doing this video to show you, what could happen. Let's go ahead and re-roll the other 500. Whoa, or not. Apparently I can only re-roll one every day. That's dumb. Wow. Okay. Well, dang. All right. That's interesting. You can only reroll one. I did not know that. So, I guess in that scenario, you should have just kept everything in the way it was, like I had. But that's okay. Live and learn. So I guess then if you start with a 500 on day one, re-roll it. Just it depends on it depends on how much it depends on your own flavor. Like if you're excited to play this game and you have fun doing it, and you think you're gonna end up playing a few games anyway, regardless of your goal, and you get yourself those 500 gold randomized daily goals, then go ahead and re-roll it. Try it for the 750, even if you risk breaking up the double dipping, because if you were going to play the game anyway, that's just more gold in your pocket to begin with. But if you're one of the let's do as little work as possible for the most return possible kind of person, then you want to try and you want to focus more on the double dipping aspect than the maximum gold aspect. Um, and to that effect, if you are that kind of person that wants to focus on least amount of work for most amount of returns, there's a third kind of best way of getting gold for the least amount of money, and that is you don't really even have to log in. As long as you log in once every 3 days and see what your new 3 goals are, and maybe just power through, an hour and change or so of that day, maybe a couple of hours of that day to get, casting however many spells you need to cast to get these kind of gold, and getting, let's say, at least 4 wins. It's probably going to take you more to get everything. Well, no, because you don't have to win to be getting these goals. So maybe you just have a mix of win and lose to get those gold, and you will wind up winning 4 and still getting that 550 gold. That's still the max available. And when you do it that way, to where you only sign in every 3 days, you're giving up about 1,000 gold, which in the kind of long run of things, it's not that, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not that much of a difference, because let's say I do everything here today. You've got this is probably what you'll have on average, is two 500s and a 750. It's probably the average that you'll have. So you'll do these. That's 1,750. To get the 250, that's 2,000, and then you get your 3 wins, so that's 2,300. If you get 2,300 every day, or you can get 2,300 every 3 days if you just log in every 3 days, on average. That's probably what you'll get. But if you log in every day, and you go for that 550 every day, add 1,100, which is just two 550s, to the 2,300, that's 3,400. So your options in terms of maximized efficiency are 2,300 every 3 days, or a little over 1,100 every day, which averages to 3,400 every 3 days. So it's only a difference of about 1,000 gold if you log in every day and play. But you can if you can forgive yourself kind of giving up, and you might just not have the time anyways, so that might cause you to be only signing in every 3 days anyways. But if you can in some way kind of factor out that 1,000 or 1,100 gold that you would have won, then you can go ahead and do that and just sign in every 3 days. But if you enjoy the game and you have fun anyways, go ahead and sign in every day, and don't worry about the randomized daily goals unless you are trying to re-roll it for 750 gold. But don't worry about those until the 3rd day. So for example, if you have your 4 wins done, and let's say you have 0 in this goal right here for your 500 gold, or say, half of it, don't worry about it. Just you're done for that day because you can come back and fill that in the rest of the way, either the next day or the third day, and still get the same rewards. So that's the best way to amass gold in the free-to-play model. Uh, the other ways of getting gold, I'm going to go ahead and touch on really quick, but they're basically just not worth it. Let's see. I think you can do War of the Spark. No, this is gems only. Never use gems to participate in any of these. I'll get into why in another video. But let's see what else there is. Constructed event, I think you can do. Yeah, you can do gold here. But really quick, these, even for the ones that you can do gold for, like constructed events, they're not worth it either because look at your payout here. So 0 wins, you get 100 gold back and 3 cards. Keep in mind, oh, never mind. But so you get, if 1 win you get, or 0 wins, you get 3 random cards and 100 gold. This 3 random cards isn't worth it. You should just ignore it because you shouldn't really count that as anything because basically anything you spend your gold on that isn't a pack, you could have spent it on the pack, and you have to keep that in mind because packs are going to give you the wild cards, okay? And those are what you're going to need in the long run, not these 3 random cards, because those 3 random uncommons, none of them are going to be wild cards. They're all going to be something. So you have to keep that in mind. So anyway, 0 wins, 100, 1 win, 200. And here's the other thing you have to keep in mind that I didn't realize until later. These don't accumulate. So 0 wins gets you 100, 1 win doesn't give you a total of 300, 2 wins doesn't give you a total of 600 because you have the 100, 200, and 300. No, it's when you're cashing out, quote unquote, this is your prize for 2 wins. When you're cashing out, this is your prize for 5 wins. So you have to get 4 wins to get to break even. And it is not worth it because these are matches. This is best 2 out of 3. This is not go find a random person in ranked or just free play and play them and then the game's over. No, it is stressful, not worth it, time consuming matches that you have to go through to get here. So you have to get to 4 wins just to break even. And then even if you win the whole thing, excuse me, all you do is double your money, which is not worth it at all because you can play, if you just wait a day, like for your rewards to, recycle, if you just wait a day and you get 4 standard non-match wins, whether it's ranked or unranked, in, like, right here, where is it? Yeah, whether it's ranked or unranked play, you play 4 games, you get your 550 gold, but it is not the same as 4 wins here. See what I'm saying? So the 4 wins that it takes just to get the daily rewards is just a single game, but these are matches, so it isn't worth trying to get those wins here. Just to actually, you're not even making 500 gold because it cost you 500 to get in. You're not breaking even. You've got to get 7 wins to get a standard efficient daily farm's worth of gold. So, long story short, these are really not ever worth it, ever, really. Kind of went into a little bit longer of a ramble than I wanted to. The ranked draft, I'll just make this one short. The ranked draft is sort of worth it. It's about the only thing that is kind of sort of worth it as far as the kind of tournaments you can play in that you can use gold for. And even then, it's kind of iffy, but I'll get into why later. But as far as what's worth it or not worth putting your money into, this ranked draft that you can use for gold is about the only thing that might be worth it, and the rest of them are just absolutely not worth it. Which, again, next video on those topics. But yeah, that's the most efficient way you can farm this free-to-play model for MTG Arena. I hope you all learned something. I hope someone out there found this useful. So just to recap, come in and play either 0 or 1 or 4 games a day to get the most output of this. And if you're doing 0, just sign in every 3 days, do all these goals, re-roll to try and get a 750. That's one benefit of signing in every day is you're gonna apparently you can only have one re-roll per day, not per goal. So it might be worth it just to sign in and re-roll on the goal. Um, but yeah, don't worry about doing these goals until 3 have amassed, so you can double dip when you can. And that's it. There's really nothing else to it. That's kind of the grind uh, for this free-to-play model. It's the quickest way and the most efficient way to tackle the grind. Um, and again, I guess watch for the next video that I do that's going to be just talking about the overall economy of this free-to-play engine and getting a little more in depth as to how I feel like they really messed up in terms of the kind of money they could have made from Arena and right now just are not. Maybe it'll change in the future. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. Um, in the meantime, that's all I got for this video. Again, hope someone out there learned something and found this useful and helpful. Oh, really quick, just a last point. These weekly rewards that all start over, I think, sometime on Saturday or Sunday. Um, these will also just accrue with time. So you don't have to worry about the way it works is you can get up to 3 packs, I think it is, every week. So it's every 5th win you get a pack. So at 5 wins, 10 wins, and 15 wins, you'll each get a single pack. Um, don't worry about trying to grind through this when you see it on Sunday or Monday or whatever. Because, again, this is something else that stacks with your wins here. And even if you're signing in every 3 days and that's it, you're going to be having these goals, one of which you can re-roll for unless you've been coming in to re-roll every day and then just leaving. Um, but if you're doing that at that point, I'd suggest go get one win because since you're already there anyway. But just like you can double dip for these goals and the wins here, you can double dip for the wins on this. So when you win, say this reset, and you won one game, okay, well you get the 250 gold reward for that win, but then you also get one win ticked over for these weekly rewards, getting you that much closer to your pack. So if you have the self-discipline to just kind of let it all double dip, which I don't all the time, I'll admit, you can do that. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, that's the most efficient way you can grab gold on Arena. And, you know, it's definitely fun. Um, but again, next video I will talk about this platform's limitations and how I feel like they missed the mark pretty badly as far as money they could have made. And that's all I got. DDR guy out.